Hey CrossFit fam, you did Karen today. Nice. That means you might be a little bit sore, so we are going to stretch it out here and that way you can hit the water hard tomorrow. So let's get to it. And for those of you that don't know me, I am Jasmine, so feel free to stop on by and say hey. So first things first, we're just going to remove the flesh from under the sit bones. Sitting here, stretching out that whole back body that we've used this entire day. Inhale, sweep the arms high. On the exhale, you can fold forward, rounding through the spine, or if you want to be a bit more active, hug that low belly in, roll the shoulders down back, and simply rest here. Palms reaching forward, heart pulling forward, and feeling that space be created in that low back. Option here for the blocks. I'm going to grab mine. If you want to round and curl, just round and rest your head right there on the block, fully surrendering and softening everything with an exhale. You can stay here for 3 to 5 breaths, whatever feels good to you. And when you're ready, coming on up, removing the blocks. And then we'll scoot onto that back body, hips to heels, and then hold on to the backs of the thighs. Just slowly, safely roll down. Extend that right leg over, coming into figure 4, just pressing that thigh open, whichever one you choose to do first. Today I'm doing my right first. And then thread the needle if you want a little more intensity, flexing through both feet, softening the shoulders here, each vertebrae of the spine still connected to the earth, along with the tailbone and the crown of the head, pointing to the back of the room. Beautiful. And then hugging it in even closer if that feels good to you. Sleeping pigeon is also a variation of this, so know that if you prefer that, you can do that. And when you're ready, unwinding and switching. Extending that left leg high, letting that ankle come an inch or two outside of the thigh, and if it's enough for you to keep that foot on the earth, if that feels intense, so that's what we're going for, is that intensity that moves the lactic acid through the body, creating space, lengthening, then you can stay here. But if you are feeling like you want to go a little bit deeper, thread that needle, hug everything in, actively press the tailbone down so it's not riding up. Press that tailbone down. Maybe that foot comes a little lower. And breathe. Soften the shoulders. Also, great job today. 150 wall balls and squats. Karen is not easy. You made it. Coming back up, switching it out, and tick-tock those legs. So good. That should feel really nice on the glutes, on the hamstrings, loosening it up. Beautiful. And then straightening the legs out, long arms overhead. We'll stretch out that side body now. So wrap the right fingers around the left wrist, up, pull that left arm up, open and away. Push that left heel down farther than the right. You can hold this for 3 to 5 breaths. Coming through center, inhale and switch. Pressing that right heel longer than the left. Pulling that right side body up, open and away, softening the shoulders. That's always the case, isn't it? Soften the shoulders. When you're ready, inhaling back through center, bend through the knees, hug them up and in. Grabbing for the backs of those thighs. Rock and roll if you've got that happy, healthy spine. Maybe make it a little bit fun. Bringing a smile to your face and finding that comfortable seat. But if that rock and roll doesn't feel good today, just roll to the side body and press yourself up. Great job. Grabbing your strap, or if you don't have a strap, you can use the tie of a bathrobe or a hand towel or anything that gives you just a little extra length. We're going to open up through the shoulders that we use so much today. Thanks so much, Karen. Using our strap. I'm going to start on the right side today. So taking that strap, palm facing the ceiling or the sky, holding that strap into the palm between the thumb and the first finger, and then draping it over my right shoulder. Then my left hand, your left hand as well, will guide its way back behind to the back, flipping the palm to the back of the room. And then making that connection with the strap. We're holding on with both palms and snuggling those fingers closer and closer and closer together. Maybe they touch, maybe you don't even need a strap, lucky ducky. That's okay. And as we're here, feeling it in the triceps, the shoulders, the biceps, and there will be a tendency or a want of the body to push that heart forward. Can you tuck the tailbone, zip up the ribs, and still maintain that bicep by the right ear, chin up the chest, and breathe. Unwinding just as simply, slowly, and then switching sides. So we're taking that strap into the left hand now between that thumb and the first finger, draping it over that left shoulder. Great job holding on here, taking the right palm, sneaking it back behind. So now the back of my hand is touching the back of my body, finding that strap. And as you sneak the fingers together, just wiggle them right up and down. That elbow will come to point to the sky. Those ribs are going to want to open again, so zip them back up. Beautiful. And breathe. Great job. And unwinding with that same grace and control. Okay, so we've got a couple of standing postures. The first of which is pyramid pose. So you're going to come vertically, and your feet are going to be railroad tracks in line with your hips, right? You can be standing upright for this. I just want you to be able to see. So toes are pointing to the front of the mat. Push the right hip back, left hip forward if your right foot is forward. So here we are, a great option to use blocks on this one. And just find them, bringing that earth up to you, press the earth away, maybe even onto fingertips, to hug that belly up and then create that length in the spine from tailbone to crown. So we're gazing down at the earth and push that front hip to the back of the mat. It's going to feel nice and intense on those hamstrings. Whew. Really good. Beautiful. And you switch it up. Step that left foot forward, step the right foot back. Leveling up those hips one more time so that if there's a plate on top of it, think of a plate of marbles, it wouldn't fall off. So again, left hip presses back, right hip presses forward. Toes are in line with one another. In a railroad track kind of situation, you're hug that belly up and in. You of course are feeling it on the backs of this leg. So nice. Find those blocks. And feel free to create a little micro bend with that front knee. Again, no hyperextension necessary. No pain is the name of the game. Right? We want the intensity without pain. Beautiful. When you're ready, bending into that left foot and stepping the right foot up and in. Okay, so we are moving into wide leg forward fold. So that means go the length of your mat, or if you're not using a mat, that's okay. Find some good comfy space. You're gonna bring your hips out wide and begin to let the front of the body relax down, gazing through the space between your legs. Feet are parallel to one another, and you're feeling the pressure to push into the knife edge of those feet. Just letting everything relax down. And if you don't happen to be as open as I am today, that's a-okay. Using those blocks or pillows or even a chair to create that space so that you can just let the head and neck be heavy rather than struggling and straining. We just want to relax everything down. Beautiful. Letting a micro bend through the backs of those knees. You can just sway forward and back. Playing with your balance if that feels good. You can remove the blocks if you're feeling super open and walk those fingers between that space, reaching for the back of the wall. Again, micro bending here through the knees. Softening the shoulders, softening the head, softening the neck. Really nice opener for that tailbone, the hamstrings. So nice. When you're ready, unwinding, bending through those knees, bringing hands to hips, and just rising all the way up. Heel toward the feet closed. And there you go. From tabletop, we are going to move into puppy dog stretch. So untucking those toes, letting the tops of the feet rest really nice on the earth. And we'll walk the palms about a foot and a half out in front of what we normally do. And keeping the hips stacked over the knees, begin to lower the forehead to the earth. Should feel a nice stretch through the bicep, tricep, the whole shoulder girdle region, as well as the back and even potentially the abdomen. Great, so breathing here. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, maintaining the integrity of that hip over knee. If you feel super flexy today, pressing that heart to the earth and letting the chin rest. Beautiful. And coming back up. And from our tabletop position, walking the palms back behind, finding that block or pillow or whatever it is that can give you a little bit of height here. Maybe a stack of books, it's up to you. And then coming to sit back, letting those heels come right outside of those hips. Everything's still snuggling right in. Should feel really good. Lengthening through that tops of the thigh. And if you don't feel anything here and it just feels comfy, great. But if you want to be feeling something, you can even remove that block. Walk the heels out even farther, snuggle those knees together, and come to rest on your sits bones. This will help with any scar tissue that's in the knees, and it'll also open up through those thighs. Great time to do this here. I'm going to scoot forward a little bit so we have this. So finding that comfortable seat, whether you're on the block or not, roll the shoulders out, open and away, and press the palms to the earth, or maybe a block, with fingers pointing toward the glutes, rolling the shoulders open like a string from the heavens, pulling up through that breastbone, and letting the head drape back if that feels good, or keeping the chin tucked, up to you, creating that expansion in the chest, opening through the shoulders. And you can even begin to walk it down, if that feels good to you. If you feel like you're getting that stretch, that length, or maybe you lay all the way down. That's not in my practice today, and that's okay. And just breathing here. When you feel ready, breathing through it, rolling forward, and then just tapping back. And you can wag the tail. So resting everything here, bring the palms outside of the mat and opening up through that heart, and you might get a few nice pops in that spinal column as we press up, lengthening everything, getting a great yummy stretch on that front body. You can gaze over one shoulder and back to the middle, and over the other shoulder and back to the middle. It's up to you, or you can keep it static. Whatever you do, softening the shoulders and breathe. When you're ready, come on down. From here, we'll rest the right ear on the earth, extend that right arm out long. So it's like we're creating a T with our arms, but we walk the left palm in toward the shoulder and use that to press open, letting that hip stack on top of hip, heel on top of heel. It might not be perfect, but that's okay. Should feel it in the shoulder girdle. If it doesn't feel that intense and you want to feel a bit more, create a little bend, something like this, on your extended arm, your right arm, so that it is bent while on the earth. You can even step that foot, that top foot, back behind. It's up to you. Whatever you choose. Maybe soften the eyes, soften the heart, and breathe. When you're ready, unwinding, coming back to center, switching back. So left ear on the earth, left arm extends long, press that right arm up, open and away, so that the body stacks on top of the body, hip on hip, heel on heel. And you might be able to see it now a little bit better what that bent elbow looks like on the right side, if you feel like having that intensity. And taking whatever variation you took on your right side, taking it on the left. So if that means walking that top foot back behind, letting the sole of the foot rest on the earth, go ahead and do that too. When you're ready, rolling back onto the belly. Beautiful. Planting the palms under the shoulders, press up and back to tabletop. Great job. Finding a comfortable seat here. We'll bring hands to heart center. And we'll breathe. Softening the And exhaling through the nostrils. Just letting that ujjayi breath, pranayama, flow through you, creating that oceanic sound in the back of the throat. When you feel ready, give yourself a nice smile. Begin to blink open the eyes. From my heart to yours. Namaste.